Hey everyone, Greta here. Today we are going to talk about how to place our fingers when we do a handstand. Now this question often comes up whenever we are practicing handstand. So how should we put our hand? Should we put our hand flat on the floor or should I grip it? Which is the way to do? Okay, so again, just have to go back and just say that there are a lot of ways to do a handstand, and because handstand is such a popular shape that is shared amongst a lot of different physical movement like yoga, hand balancing, gymnastics, CrossFit. So each physical movement art have their own set of alignment and position. So there isn't a right or wrong way to do it. So I'm just going to share some of the ways that I practice with. So it's either the yoga way or the hand balancing way, right? So for yoga, because generally when we do like downward facing dog and all those things, we would place our hand flat on the floor. So that's why for a lot of people, yoga practitioners, when they do handstand, they would also do the same thing. So if that is you, okay, just want to feel that the entire palm and the fingers and the pads, the tip of the pads of the fingers are also firmly pressing down to the floor and the pressure is even. You don't want to feel the entire weight dumping onto the wrist, rather you want to feel the arms pushing the floor away. Okay? And because handstand is such a strong, a physical demanding shape, you need to make sure that whenever you are in this hand placement, the weight is evenly distributed and spreading evenly across the entire wrist and not just dumping the weight onto the outer part of it, like the pinky side of it. Okay, some people feel it's better gripping or with the hands flat on the floor simply because there's more surface area planting down onto the floor, so they feel better. Another way is grip. And gripping, and by gripping I don't mean you grip like that, where you dig your fingernails down onto the floor. Rather, it's more about the very tip of the fingers, okay, right here, closer to the top of the pads, and not the actual tip. Okay, because the actual tip you'll be, again, clawing onto the mat, which we don't want to. So it's closer to the tip, where it's like the pad, the top of the pad when you do this. So if you see me doing this, you would actually see the tips of my fingers going white, like really, really pale, because I'm using a lot of effort to grip it. Okay, for this one, if you see it on the side, you would actually see that this knuckle right here is not on the floor compared to the yoga way where everything is flat. Okay, but then for here, I feel that the pads of my fingers are acting like brakes. Okay. And then also I am placing this part, the meaty part of the palm, and also this part of the palm flat onto the floor as well. So in terms of surface area, yes, it's a little bit less than the flat hand placement, but I do feel a little bit more control here. And sometimes I would even place this part of the palm down onto the floor as well. So this part is more like a suction cup. So I grip a little bit better that way. And also, I prefer this way because I can feel my fingers moving as well, because fingers are very important when we come into handstand. Similar to when you're standing on your feet, your toes are actually very important, but then you never notice them until they feel a bit awkward. Okay, the fingers are important. They act as bricks, and they also allow me to have a better sense of pushing the floor directly away than this, where for this one I feel that I tend to kind of feels more tempting to just kind of dump the weight onto the arm instead of this where I actively press the mat away. But then for this grip, because not the entire hand is touching the floor, some people might not be too familiar or might not feel too comfortable with it in the beginning. They might actually feel like there's dumping a lot of weight onto the base of the palm in particular. So if you do this kind of way and you feel there's like tingling in the base of the palm close to the wrist area, you need to come out of it, take a little break, maybe shake it out, and then do it again. Okay, so just make sure that for this hand placement in particular, you need to be more mindful if this is new to you. So that's it. If you're unsure which way feels more suitable for you, I would suggest you to try both ways, okay? And again, we come from a lot of different backgrounds, so if you tend to learn from teacher to teacher, or you tend to maybe just kind of land into a random yoga class teaching by a teacher whom you've never practiced with, and you're doing handstand, maybe they have a complete set of different alignment than what you're used to doing. So if it doesn't hurt, I would strongly suggest you to try it out and just see if there is another way for you to practice. And if it doesn't, then just go back to your old way. That's it. So hope you like my video. Just don't forget to breathe when you're doing the handstand. That's very important. And don't forget that push is a vertical push, straight down, not to the side, not forward, not back, not anywhere else. And don't forget to enjoy the practice. So I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to like and share my video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And if you'd like to practice with me, I teach online and in person. Handstand is one of them, other inversions. Drop me a message and I'll get back to you ASAP. Take it easy.